What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. Tas. And this video right here, there's a lot of tossing involved, right? We about to toss it up. Let's get into the intro. Welcome back. You call me like this. I was doing that, making sure my brocha was all right. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure that you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking. And I highly appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. Are you guys ready for another episode of Super Gunner where I tell my life stories with a twist, right? The way I tell them and the way only I could tell them, because guess what? I lived it, right? So let's get to it, right? This one I like to call, this is a little tale I would like to call Highway 99. And the reason I call it Highway 99 is it's AKA Rebecca. No, not Rebecca Lumpy Butt, but my own version of Rebecca, right? This chick right here was phenomenal. She had phenomenal game, okay? Phenomenal head game, right? Let's go. Sur game, right? She had phenomenal sur game. We're about to get into it, right? So I'm going to be doing a video, a new super series called Super Little Homie. And that was one of my primo's homeboys that he dropped off at my tia's house. And him and Ricky just became best of friends, right? That dude done switched up and everything. Went from Stockton, Sureño to fucking Norte gang, right? Whopping. We're going to be getting into that. But this guy is involved in this story because for a while, my prima Brianna was like camping, literally camping at my tia's house. And we couldn't get rid of her. My tia would call me on the phone. Mijo, dame a fucking paro. I said, what's up, tia? Come over here and kick this bitch in her head and get her out of here. I said, no, tia, I can't do that. Well, who are you talking about? Fucking Brianna. She's been here for 2 weeks, and it smells like straight Orgel in here. Mijo, for reals. You know how I always get the toothache? I said, yeah, tia. I haven't had a toothache in 2 weeks. I feel great, but at the same time, this bitch smells medicated up. Get her out of here. Her and her Orgel pussy, and she has a friend with her, and I don't like it. Come on, help me. Right? So I would go over there. And of course, Brianna would be there. So I was like, why are you here? Well, she was there for little homie. Little homie, I don't know. Little homie was doing his thing, right? And I'm like, what about your old man? What about him? He's a babysitter. All right, cool, right? Now, she had this homegirl that was with her, who always was with her, right? And she was going over there kicking back. And I ain't gonna lie, we nicknamed her Highway 99 because she would come all the way from Fresno up the 99 or down the 99, right? And ooh-wee. Hey, and if you have 99 problems, then yeah, bitch ain't one. I'm telling you, she was not one of them problems. She was definitely dedicated to the hood. Now, in my lifetime, I was around one chick, right? She was half black, half Mexicana, looked like a mix between Janet Jackson and Shakira, and her hips didn't lie. Her pussy did, but her lips did, right? So I guess you could say the lips did a little bit, if that's the type of lips you're talking about. But she was dedicated to the homies, meaning she had a goal, one goal in mind, and her goal was to run through or let the homies run through as many times as they wanted, as many homeboys as she could. I mean, I literally had young homies getting out of CYA, 18 years old, fresh out YA, and as she would take them down like a fucking pterodactyl on an eagle egg. I'm telling you, she was on them. Who's your homie right there? Also, that's the homie from the hood and shit, little homie from the hood. He's from the barrio? Like, yeah. She would say it more than we'd say it. We'd just say the hood. She'd say, he's from the barrio? Like, yeah. Why, what's up? Introduce me. I'd be like, oh, man. She got him in her fucking claws. Next thing you know, I could hear her in the room distinctly. It was going crazy in there, right? Little homie come out like, damn, bro, is this part of the parole package? I guess so. She's fucking like it's like forwarding you a fucking bar of jabon, only it's dirty. You don't get washed with that one, right? Her whole goal in mind was to run through the homies. Am I going to sit here and say at any point in time that I didn't get me a little taste? I'd be lying. I'd be fucking lying. But I'm going to tell you right now, I was like number 3 or 4. So you can't count that against me. No strikes intended, right? So in my lifetime, I ran into a chick. I already knew what the agenda was, what it was about. And in her own mind, she was fixated on the neighborhood. She felt that if she was for the homies, she was by the homies, and it was all good for the homies, right? And the homeboys utilized that. They're all at her pad. They're all kicking it. Now, eventually, she ended up marrying one of my homeboys, Baboso, right? That fool should have got a super DP for that one. But, hey, he used to kiss, and I used to be like, damn, bro. Says que look at Chile, trip out on him, right? Okay, he know what you taste like. Eh? I seen you last night sneak in there, fool. He'd be like, hey, shh, right? He'd be like, you too, fool. I'd be like, I went before you though, right? It was always a competition who went first, right? But anyways, the homeboy ended up marrying her. No DPs available, and that was that. They ended up having a gang of kids on top of the gang of kids she already had. She was already like 6, 7 deep. They got married, had like 6, 7 deep. That chick went 14 strong. Norte gang. She was really about the business. So in doing so, there had been a chick with priors. Like I said, I knew about it. I seen it. I seen the fucking look in her eye. She looked like she was about to do some bad shit to people, right? So when this chick came along, I already seen that same look, and I knew, and I was going to utilize that to be one of the first ever, because before it went crazy. So what happens is I go to my tia's house, and my tia's like, there they are, the fucking Mito twins. They're on Mito. Fucking no cramps, no nothing. Fucking they need that shit, right? So I was like, what's up, Brianna? Why you staying at tia's? Because me and my old man got in a fight, and me and my homegirl, we ain't got no place to go. I said, why don't you guys go to her pad? Nah, because her dad, he doesn't want us there. I said, why? Because he calls us hoes. I said, he ain't lying. But at the same time, why don't you guys get the fuck up out of there? Why do you guys want to be around roaches and fucking Ricky? Like, who would want to be there? I ain't even gonna lie. When I ain't got no place to go, that's where I pull up to, right? But I'm like, who would want to be there? And my tia's like, don't fucking talk shit about my house, son of a bitch. I'll beat the hell out of your mom. You act like my house ain't all that. Yeah, there's a few holes, a few roaches, a few bed bug epidemics from time to time. And yes, okay, it smells like fucking black and even blacker, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, when I say that, I'm not being racial. I'm talking about the shit that you smoke and the shit you poke, right? That's just a Mexican's household. And so my tia would be talking shit to me. Don't be fucking disrespecting my house. Hey, you 2 fucking C's, get out of here. And they're like, what do you mean 2 C's? I'm going to say, without the C. Get out of here, right? So I take him for a little cruise. You guys want to go to my pad? And I ain't going to lie, her homegirl was bad as fuck and northerned out the game. Red sweatshirts, all that. And what had happened was my prima was over there, and I asked her, why you keep going to tia's? And she says, because I'm fucking with little homie. That's what we called him, little homie. His name was Anthony, right? Fucking with little homie. I said, you fucking with little homie? She was like, yeah, we've been chopping it up for a minute on the phone, and then I just slid, and I'm not ready to go back. I said, who you fucking with? You know what I'm saying? Because I like, are you fucking with Ricky? Right? Because I know Ricky's like, whooping, North down mine, I'm active, right? She was like, no, because she'll be hating and shit. I said, oh, well, guess what? I ain't got no one hating on me and shit. She's like, don't you got no lady? And, right? To what part of the game does that involve you in? So we had to go to my pad. My old lady was at work. She worked at Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to make a Nacho Bell Grande, and I was about to give this chick an 11-inch Grande. So we're kicking back. I ain't even gonna lie. I got straight to it. I told my prima, watch fucking Judge Judy. We're gonna go in here and I'm gonna show her my bed. We went in the room, and one thing led to 10 different others, right? And I did my thing. Now, as we're cupcaking, cuddling, pancaking, whatever the fuck you want to call it, pillow talking, she was like, yeah, where are you from? And I told her my neighborhood, and I was all fucking highly proud. And yeah, the homies, we're with the business, and we're from Merced, man. You know what I'm saying? We're shooting everything moving, and over there's murder after murder. And like bragging about shit that a normal chick would be like, get away from me, psychopath, right? But this chick was all intrigued. She was like, damn, you got to take me in your body and introduce me around. That's when I seen it. That's when I seen that look in her eye. Introduce you around, huh? Right? You know what I'm saying? Here, try this again. Try this on for size. You know what I'm saying? This is not a medium. This is an extra, extra, extra large. Know what they get? Right? So we kind of get together on the unders because my old lady's like, hey, why don't you never want to do nothing with me? I'm exhausted. I was not lying. So for those of you that say, Gunner, damn, you did her like that, you're lying. Tell me if that was a lie. I was exhausted. That was the truth. But you don't think I look good anymore? Yeah, you look good. Of course you look good. Only my side chick looks better. Right? And that's just how that was. So I never lied. I just never used a high octave. You know what I'm saying? When I said shit. Always under my breath. Because I'm a truth teller, right? You know what I'm saying? The chick be like, fuck, did you fuck with my homegirl? Hell nah. I did fuck with her today. Right? So anyways, me and this girl doing, I take her to the hood. I might as well presented her, like I said, a bar of Havana that doesn't get you clean. Because she was from one homeboy to another. Even Brianna, who has priors with a lot of those homies, was like, ugh, girl, like that, you fucking sleep with him. Look at him, right? And she was like, you told me you already fucked with him. Yeah, when he looked good, though. Look, he's washed up now. He's already been in prison like 4 times. I don't know what has been into that. I mean, a knife is cool, but a bundle is cool, but I don't know, right? So they're over there arguing over some felonious, frivolous shit. And my tia's like, thank you, mijo, for getting those hoes out of my house. You can turn a hoes into a housewife, but none of them have to fucking move in. I'm like, yeah, I know. And so Brianna's still staying at my tia's. My tia's like, you can stay here, bitch, just because we got blood relations, but you can't have your homegirl here because she's starting to smell like, she went from fucking smelling like Pennzoil to just Pens. Depends diaper. That's what it smells like in this house, right? So I'm letting the chick like stay at one of the homies' house, right? And actually, I wasn't letting her stay at the homies' house. I just took her there. She's staying. So she starts to be known around the hood. Like she kind of like goes on her own. She's staying from one homeboy to another. Like, I forget about the bitch. I'm gonna keep me around, right? And Brianna's like, what's up with my homegirl? She don't answer her phone. She don't come around no more. And by this time, Brianna had went home to her old man because he can only put up with fucking 5 kids for so fucking long. God damn, give the fucking bulldog a break. Right? So she's going back and forth. And little homie, who I'm going to be telling, I'm going to be presenting his first episode later on, right? He's doing his own thing. He don't care, man. And him and Ricky are out there fucking catfishing and getting catfished, right? So there's a lot going on with him. And I'll explain how that ended up. So anyways, what happens is I'm at a party, like a house party. And I hate house parties. I always have, but I always went, right? And I would be the type that, and I was told by a homeboy a long time ago, man, we're trophies. And let me explain that to you in a menudo style. The same homeboy that taught me menudo, right, is the same homeboy that taught me about the trophy system. So his whole get down and his reasoning, he was right, was that because we had put in work in the hood and because we were well known and we had what status within the hood, like we were somebody, okay, at that point. I wasn't no crazy motherfucker, but I did what I did, right? He would be like, hey, bro, we can't be all at these clubs, all at these house parties, just fucking acting a fool with all the young homies and just chilling like that. Because when you're doing that all the time, becoming a party animal, it's fun and shit. It's a good time. You get a mean-ass mamon from time to time, or in your case, all the time because you'll be with any torta moving, right? He was like, but eventually you get tarnished, homie. Your trophy becomes tarnished, and now you're just a regular ass motherfucker that's here. He said, if you just go show up to the spot, everyone's like, oh, the homie's here, and then you just disappear on them. It's like a myth, homie. You're like a unicorn. They say, menudo, right? I'm like, oh shit, okay. So I would go to house parties, show up for 5-10 minutes, pull up to the righteous homeboys, and then I'm out. You know, unless there were some bad chicks there. Then I'm tarnished like a motherfucker. I went from gold to bronze immediately because I was staying there for fucking, they had to kick me out of that motherfucker. 3 days later, my chick's picking me up like, what are you doing to me? It's not what I'm doing to you. It's what I was doing to them. See, I don't lie. I just said it in a whisper. So anyways, bam, I'm at a house party. My intention, I was with the homeboy. Our intention was just to go slide through, say, what's up, man? There was a homeboy there that was going to cash me out. He owed me like $100. I was going to try to swoop that up and get the fuck on. We were going to go to the casino. I remember we were going to Table Mountain, Chachansey to go chill, right? So as I pull up, bam, I see her. She's outside with the homeboy. She's looking gooder than she ever looked, right? I'm like, damn, he done worked a miracle. It's going to take a miracle. It did take a miracle, but the miracle worked. Miraculously, she looked, it's going to be a miracle, right? And I'm like, what's up? And she kind of looks at me like she don't remember. And I'm like, how can you forget? I'm legendary in this shit, right? And she looks at me. She was like, oh, shit. What's up, fool? What's up with Brianna? I said, hey, Brianna says you don't never answer her calls or anything anymore. She was like, yeah, nah, it's because I hooked up with your homeboy, the whoop-de-whoop, right? I'm going to say his name because he's happily married now with a gang of kids. Right? So anyways, I'm like, all right, that's what's up. And she was like, and then the homeboy's like, what's up, fool? Hey, thank you for introducing me to her. And I was like, I don't even know what side of town you live on anymore. You just got off the pen. What's up? Right? Like, I didn't do that. But I guess if you look back at it, if I didn't introduce her to the hood, then nothing would happen. So I pulled him to the side. I'm like, look, bro, you know, this chick been with like half the hood, right? Like, she's like that one chick, bro, the one that wants to sleep with everybody, right? Don't do it. Don't fall into the trap. He's like, hey, bro, I think she's pregnant, eh? I think I'm caught up. I said, when does that ever mean anything to you, bro? You got a gang of kids all over town. This guy seen your son the other day. Yeah, he's being raised by one of those Arab dudes that works at the store. I guarantee it, bro. Hey, leave him there because he can get his free cases of beer. He's like, nah, bro, no, serio, man. We're going to make it work. Going to make it work. She's over there talking to Chile right now. How you going to make that work? What? Right? I used to do that to joke with them. Anyway, she was waiting for him. So everything's good in the hood. Now, fast forward to the day of my destruction and the day of her obstruction, right? So she calls me. I end up giving her my number, like, hey, if you need any help or anything, because I feel obligated. You ever felt like that? Obligated to someone? Like, man, I done introduce you to the devil himself, right? So I'm like, hey, if you need any help, girl, I'm going to tell Brianna you were fine. Call her, though. She's like, yeah, I will. I said, yeah, just make sure she got the same old number, the same old instigations, the same old dudes. same old blown out hole, right? Just call her. And she was like, how's your tia doing? She still don't like you. Okay, that's understandable, right? And so she shoots me a number. About a week later, she calls me. And I done forgot about her again, right? And she was like, hey, hey. She's all crying. I'm like, hey, between the babas, say what you got to say. What's up? Who's this? First of all, this is her. This is him. She says her name, right? And she's happily married in the city of Merced right now. So I can't say her name for content purposes. But anyways, Rebecca, right? So I'm like, yeah, what's up, girl? And she's like, hey, come pick me up. We got into it. He beat the shit out of me, whatever, you know? I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. All right, let me go swoop you. Is he there? And she was like, why are you going to beat him up? I said, nah, fuck that. The homeboy has hands. I'm trying to do it while he's not there. So I walk down the street to the store, you know, the one where his son works at. So she walks, boom, I pick her up. She was like, I don't have nowhere to go. All my shit's right there. Can you call him, get my shit? I said, nah, I ain't into all that. You can go back to my pad for a little bit, but you have to play off like you're my prima because my old lady's going to trip. She was like, you got an old lady? I said, I always have an old lady. But you didn't tell me that. Would it have mattered? Not really. Then shut up. Let's go. So I take her there. My chick ain't buying it. She was like, oh, you just want to bring some fucking, I heard about this chick right here. I heard everything. Yeah. What'd you hear? Right. Because I want to make sure she didn't hear my part. She was like, nah, I just heard she's with every fucking homie. And that's why everyone beats her up. And I'm like, damn, I feel bad for her. But at the same time, she ain't lying. She's also a person that speaks her mind. So my chick's like, hey, get your shit together. If she's going to stay here, I'm gone. So my chick has been acting a little mito-ish lately. You know what I'm saying? Cramping and shit. So I know this one right here is down and she's recovering from, you know what I'm saying, a severe beatdown as well as emotional trauma. What am I going to do here? Bye-bye. I tell my old lady, make sure the door don't hit you or the good gun split you almost in half. You remember that night. So she jams, right? So I'm taking it with the home ground. I'm like, hey, I can't just leave you at my pad with all my old lady shit here. You know what I mean? Because she might just wiggle, snag everything on my old lady shit. Then I really have to hear it. And I'm already going to hear it. I'm there with another chick. So in the meantime, in between time, she's putting her head on my shoulder. She's crying. And I do the Joe Pesci. You need a sponsor? You need a sponsor? Right? It's a coughing episode. Now, we get up from there. I'm fully revived, like vibrant, right? And I'm like, man, what are we going to do right now? So I'm like, hey, let's go to the homegirl Olga's house, right? Let's slide out there. All the homeboys are out there. They're drinking in the front. Let's go chill. So I pull up with her. Now, I've told you guys a little bit of the story in the past. I excluded her just because it didn't involve her. So she's chilling in the car, right? And all the homeboys like, damn, fool, you're with that chick? I said, hell no, bro. She's just rolling with me. I explained to him. The homie put major hands on her. They're like, fuck, eh? Right? So where we're at is a homegirl's pad. Her brothers are my homeboys from my neighborhood. Like, these are my peoples, right? So my boy Chile's in the front, and I'm talking to him, chopping it up. And I see this fine-ass chick. Now, I've known her for years. She happens to be one of my little homie's mother, right? But her family is no fucking punk. They're no joke. Her whole family's with the business, right? And I ain't gonna lie, there was once upon a time between me and her, but it was like really quietly and once upon a time, right? And so I see the little homies right there, and she's with one of the homeboys. She always was with another homeboy. She was basically like in the same boat as this chick, only she was like in established relationships, and no one was gonna say nothing because her family was dangerous. So I'm talking to him. He was like, hey, fool, look at the homeboy over there cupcaking with that chick, right? And I see her, and I'm like, yeah, she's a little bit older than us. Remember, this is the little homeboy's sister, mom, but she's bad, like bad, right? So I'm like, damn, fool, she's still bad after all these years, huh? He was like, yup. He's like, shh, the little homie shit, you know, saying no disrespect. I said, no disrespect, bro, but fuck. I mean, she's with half the homeboys in the hood anyways. And anyway, she's with my homeboy, and it's like his turn. He got out of prison. He's all happy, swinging his arm and shit. I'm like, and he already knows. So there's no like telling him like, hey, bro, you know what you're getting into, right? Like he know what he literally fell into, because I fell into it, and I'm different. So I don't know how that was. That shit was from the 70s. And so he's kicking it, and me and the homeboy, and she turns around. Now, she's a gangster. She comes from a gangster family, a fine one, though. Big old bubble butt. And she says, hey, fuck you talking about me, fool? We were. But, of course, we're not going to admit to it. Never admit to shit. I'm not a snitch. Right? So I'm like, nah, girl. We was talking about some other shit. She was like, nah, I think you guys were talking shit about me. I said, yeah, well, you can think a lot of shit, bitch, but we're not, right? Get the fuck up out of here, man. Now, mind you, this is the homeboy's mom, so we have to be respectful, but at the same time, I ain't going to let just anyone just clown us, even though we really were talking about it, right? Meanwhile, fucking Rebecca's in the fucking car, all wanga, smelling like a half pound of dog meat, right? And so as we're just right there chilling, she goes in the pad, right? The homegirl's pad, whatever, we're drinking, whatever. And that chick comes out the car, and she's like, what's up, right? And she's talking to the homeboy. The homeboy had already fucked with her back in the days. Like everybody was with everybody. It's crazy. The small town living, right? Anyways, man, my homeboy, my good homeboy, my righteous homeboy's mom comes out, which is the chick, the fine one's sister. Man, she sees me. She's like, "You talking shit about my sister, eh?" I was like, I look at the homeboy because he was really the one doing the shit talking. I was just listening, right? Boop! Right in the balls. Down goes a norteño, norte gang. For only so much longer, right? Man, I felt she got to stop in my face. I can't do nothing. It's the homeboy, my good homeboy's mom. Right? This other chick, never seen her step up like this. She was like, "Hey, leave him alone." Boop, 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 boop. She got boobop. She got a black eye that already had a black eye giving a piggyback. Right now, she got a third one. Third eye atlas, right? She's fucking on the ground, shaking and shivering. Both those chicks get to stomping on her. My homegirl's like, "Hey, don't be fucking no one up in front of my pad. Fuck it." Right? She gets into because that's her prima. I ain't gonna lie. I fucking, bro, beat up me and this chick. I'm looking at my homeboy for assistance. She's like, "Hey, bro, it's the homeboy's fucking moms and shit. What can I do?" I'm like, "Fuck you, motherfucker," right? He's like, "Nah, hey, hook me up with her." I get her in the car, man. We go back to my tia's pad, right? Go back to my tia's pad. And I tell my tia, "Hey, man, I got to drop this chick off, man. I got shit to fucking, look at me." My tia's like, "What the fuck happened to you, stupid ass? And look at you. Look at you. You look like someone peeled you with a papa pillar. Get your ass in the shower because you stink and fucking... I think I got something you can wear in the back. Brianna, where's she at? That bitch, I know she left clothes here. She takes them off and never picks them up. There's chonies around here somewhere, I guarantee. If not, Sheila, you could wrap them like 3 times and tie them with a clothespin and fucking put it on." Look, I ended up leaving that chick, and guess what? Little homie ended up wiggling. Little homie ended up wiggling. By the time I went back, I told my tia what happened. She fucked her. Her mom came and picked her up, and she went to Stockton. And that was it. So that was Highway 99. Later on, me and the homeboys, we would give her the nickname, "Hey, the homegirl Highway 99. Whatever happened to Highway 99, fool?" I was like, "She's on that 99. I ain't going to lie. One day I was all maniacoed out like a couple years later, and I thought about her. I tried to call her number. I got the ding, ding, ding. You ever got that? Right? And I was thinking, man, I'll fuck around and wiggle out to Stockton and take the opportunity to get shot and smell meth smoke and all at the same time pick her ass up. But I never ran into her. Anyways, just another story to tell you guys, man. Kind of a similar story to a bedtime story. Only half the times we weren't even in the bed. We were just in the alley. But it just is the way it is. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive for what I honestly and truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. If you guys like these super gunner stories, let me know. And we'll keep them popping. Bang, bang.